Hey, Gemini, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Gem, we're going to take a look today and see what does your future self want you to know? What is the advice? And it does look like here you are being guided to take some form of action. Okay, time to take action, it says here. What step can you take to feel closer to your goal or dream? Cross one item off your to-do list. Build momentum by taking baby steps, crossing one thing off at a time. Now, you're showing up as the Strength card. And this is interesting because this has already shown up for a few signs representing the present self or even the future self. So October is a big month of harboring change, endings, bringing in new beginnings. And when we have the Strength card, this is about overcoming difficulty, self-control, and facing fears. And for those of you that at times have tended to doubt yourself, doubt your purpose, or doubt your journey, I feel like your future self is saying, we got this. Be bold, be courageous. And it says here, I will commit to doing blank today. I will commit to doing blank. You fill in that verb. What is the action here that you are going to take to help you get closer to your dream? You're facing some sort of fear. Okay, maybe there is a fear of criticism. This could be self-confidence. Okay, it may even be you've gone through situations that have brought out, the struggle or your weaknesses. But I feel like you're facing something here in a big, profound way. That's why you have the bold and courageous energy coming in here. And it says, stand in your power. Your time to shine is now. It has to start with you. And that's the message here that I'm really getting from your future self is something is starting with you. And it says here, now is the time to take life in your own hands and be who you are ready to step into. Who is the person you want to be? Show up as her or him right now. How does the person you want to be show up in your life? Create a vision board or journal how you want to be. Right now, show up as him or her. Your mantra, today I stand confidently and boldly in my power. So I like this energy showing up as, your present self, because I feel like your future self, which is what we're going to take a look at here, is very proud of how far you've come, is very proud of you being able to action up a dream. We have the Lovers, Gemini energy at the bottom of the deck. And I do see here you staying consistent, right? As it says here, when you show up consistently, you build confidence within yourself. So let's look at your future self. What does your future self want you to know? What's the advice here? How are you showing up? There's some sort of success. This is big energy with this Four of Wands. Some of you, this could be marriage. For others of you, this is a home. This is about recognition. Four of Wands is moving in together. It could be your soul tribe. This is family, stability, foundation. You are moving towards a future that has to do with connectivity, connecting with your people, with your loved ones. And you have the Witch. Oh, I'm loving this for you. Now, the Witch is actually a bonus major arcana that the creator and author of this deck added in. It's card 25 of the major arcana, represented by Dorothy. And it's all about magic, right? It's transformation, balance, and wisdom. It's also about your gifts. You are a very, very gifted individual. I feel like sometimes you second guess yourself, doubt yourself, or you may seek external validation from others regarding your self-worth. But I feel like there's a validation coming in from within. That's what your future self is saying. Yes, it's great to get validated externally, but it's even better when you believe in your own power and your own strengths, and taking a look at your weaknesses as well and encompassing them all, saying, okay, I'm not going to shy away or run away from something that holds me back, but how can I face it? How can you face that fear and strengthen perhaps a weakness that you have, or look at it from a perspective of compassion? That's what I see with the strength. Now, the witch card is about staying true to yourself, staying true to your path. And I see here that there's going to be celebrations coming in for you in a very big way, as long as you are staying true to you and not running, doubting, or hiding your light. This is quite intense with the be bold and the action card. Some of you are actioning up a dream that you have here. You may be actioning up, a dream when it comes to showcasing your talents. I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to put yourself on display, okay? But it's not because you're wanting that external validation, but it's because you believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you attract others that believe in you. And there's some sort of award, celebration, accomplishment that comes out of all this. That's what your future self wants you to know. Now let's look at the current situation, the question, or maybe struggle that you're going through at this time, Gemini. What is the current situation? Okay, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So it's interesting here to note that you have a lot of wand, a lot of fire, and you have the strength, which is Leo. That's also fire. Fire is that get up and go. It's the bold, it's the action. And right now with this Six of Wands, right now you don't feel recognized, or you may feel overlooked, or you may have even felt like you failed. Oh, beautiful Gemini, what you don't see coming is you're stepping into a part of yourself, like it says here, a part of yourself. This is the person that you want to be. You're showing up for this version of you. I almost get you nurturing yourself. You really have been doing the work, self-development, honing in on maybe even a spiritual practice with the Witch card. I see you manifesting your visions. If you've created a vision board, you may even want to go back to that vision board, because something is reawakening within you. This spiritual force behind the energy is causing the actioning, and that's when we manifest. It's not just hoping that something's going to fall into our laps and then that's it. It's not just creating a vision board and saying, okay, my work is done, right? It's about gravitating towards that energy and actioning it up and manifesting it, making it happen. As they say, if you take one step toward the gods, they take 10 steps towards you. And I feel like you're ahead of the game. You've taken 5 steps, and you're going to be greeted with some sort of just magical opportunity. And even though there has been a disconnect in the past of some sort with this Six of Wands in reverse, there has been some sort of energy of feeling like your accomplishments weren't yours, or it just felt like there was victory at a cost, or maybe even lack of success, right? There was success, but it wasn't feeling good. It wasn't the recognition that you would have liked to have come out of your hard work. But I see here that there is an alignment. There will be an alignment. That's what that Four of Wands is saying. That piece that you felt was missing, and this piece, it's going to come together here, and it's going to create a solid, strong foundation with the 4. And this could also be in matters of love. Okay, this could be in matters of the heart. I'm also getting I'm getting 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that a song? Or that's part of the Kit Kat commercial, I believe. So perhaps some of you felt like you were taking 2 steps back and then moving forward. So it feels like there's been a little bit of a dance. Some of you, it feels like there's been a quote unquote failed marriage. But I don't love to look at it from that viewpoint because it's not necessarily a failure. It's a learning opportunity. It was meant to shape you. It was meant to change you in some way, shape, or form. But you're becoming a better version of yourself because of what you've gone through here. So what do we need to spend less time on? What does Gemini need to spend less time on? What do we need to spend less time? Two of Cups, partnerships that are not good for you. Okay, Two of Cups in reverse. Some of you may feel like in order to be happy, in order to feel a sense of completion or wholeness, there has to be an individual in your life or a partnership of some sort. But what I do see here is opening your heart. Keeping your heart open. Codependency could be something to spend less time on as well with the Two of Cups. If you've suffered at all from codependent patterns, maybe people who've been codependent on you, I'm getting healthy emotional boundaries, okay? Spend less time on mingling the energy so much where you don't remember where you are and where they are because it's so entangled. That's codependency. And I feel like there's a sense of independence here that, you are a very independent person, but at times you may shut down, or the opposite, you may become so attached that you forget, who you are and the independence within yourself. It's showing up as Tweedledum and Tweedledee here, but I feel like it's also very important to reflect, okay? Reflect on why situations maybe haven't worked out in the past. And if there's a common denominator, Gemini, if there's a common denominator between you and partnerships or you and relationships, or perhaps the divine masculine and feminine within yourself, how can we reconfigure? How can we bring balance and justice and maybe even a turning of the karmic scales here, because we are in Libran energy? How can you be independent within a dynamic here, within some sort of partnership? Okay, spend less time on pushing away the very things that may be healthy or beneficial, but also knowing the difference in between what's healthy and what's not. That's what I'm seeing here for you, especially when it comes to partnerships, relationships, or connections of any kind, because the Two of Cups is, a coupled energy. It is yin yang. It's attraction. So are you pushing away things that could be in your highest good due to the Six of Wands? Let's take a look. What do we need to spend more time on? What do we need to spend more time on, Gemini? I am getting opening up the heart and allowing yourself to feel magical, to feel talented, to feel successful, and to feel like you have a victory here. There is a victory. Now we have the Hierophant showing up. Spend more time on perhaps connecting to source energy. Okay, connecting to source. Sometimes this Hierophant can also be our higher power. It can be our teachers, our mentors. It's societal norms, commitments, traditional versus unconventional. And because it is showing up here in reverse, I feel like there are unconventional ways of doing things, and you may be struggling with letting go of some of the traditional ways, but I feel like it is important to spend time on what you truly believe in and what you want to commit to, even if that means there is a shift in a belief system that's been highly foundational for you, Gemini. So spend more time focusing, I'm getting, on unconventional ways of bringing relationships to the forefront. This can be manifesting money in your life, finding unconventional ways of breaking out of patterns, okay, shedding limiting beliefs. That's really what this is about. So spend more time on shaking things up that just don't feel in alignment with your energy, and recommitting to things that that feel better, feel good, feel more like you. As this card says here, how does the person you want to be show up in your life, right? How does the person you want to be show up? Create a vision board and show up as that individual. And it may require you to look at commitments from a different viewpoint than you have in the past, but that's okay because that's what you are being guided to spend more time on. I'm also I'm also getting you committing to a spiritual practice. For some of you, this could be yoga, breath work, Reiki. It could be mindful meditations. It can be getting out in nature more. It could be being more present. Yeah, being more present. Some of you may even connect to a new group, or you're conforming in some way to, an energy that feels a little bit out of the box, but it's actually part of where you are meant to be. Maybe it's a struggle, putting yourself in this new network, this new group, this new family, whatever it may be for you. But I feel like it's going to be good. Give it a little bit of a chance. Okay, give it a little bit of a chance here, because your first initial reaction for some of you may be to reject or to push something away. Because the strength is here saying, well, sometimes if I let people get too close with the Two of Cups, sometimes I just push them away because it feels safe, because I've been rejected in the past, or because there's been failures in the past. I'm just going to keep everyone at arm's length here. And I see you shifting the way that you now see other people. All right, let's take a look at what you are meant to remember. What do we need to remember at this time? Or, advice from your future self. What does your future self want you to remember? All right. Ooh. Okay, remember, I love this. Page of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Remember that we all tend to hang on to defense mechanisms that we learned as a child. Page of Cups, Seven of Wands in reverse. Remember that your childhood dreams are very much possible, that you have this inner wonder and this inner connectivity, this intuition. I mean, Page of Cups is beautiful, represented by Button Bright. But there may be a pattern that you learned in childhood that created a defense mechanism within yourself, Gemini. Seven of Wands can be our defenses. It can be, a stubborn streak. It can be fight or flight. It can even be hypervigilance. And you've been taught to not let your guard down. You've been accused. You've been closed off. You've been on guard. You felt pressure. You felt like you were walking on pins and needles. And for some of you, that's how your childhood was. For others of you, this could be how a situation at work was, or a relationship that you were in. And you've created some walls and some barriers. But I want you to remember here with this Seven of Wands that you're brave, that you have what it takes to meet a challenge and continue to stay in this energy of compassion, and not to close off to, a dream, not to close off to the curiosities and the wonders and the magic of the heart. Remember that as you navigate through life's ups and downs, okay? What do we need to let go of? What does Gemini need to let go of, please? Five of Cups, some sort of past disappointment or past pain. Five of Cups can even be emotional loss. It can be mourning some sort of ending, or mourning a loss or a situation. Now, if this is death of a loved one, it doesn't mean let go of it and never think about that person, right? But it does mean that your loved one in spirit wants you to fulfill your purpose here on earth in the best possible way. And they want you to remind yourself, remembering, the good, right? The Page of Cups, maybe your younger years or the years that you had together, maybe either as a child, if could be a parent or a family member, or the beginning stages of a situation. They want you to remember the good times, but I'm also getting living your life in the best possible way, turning some sort of pain into gain if you can, but also knowing that you are physically apart, yes, but energetically you're very much connected. That's why you have the Hierophant here. Now, if this is not the loss of a loved one, Five of Cups can certainly be some sort of broken heart, right? It can be a breakup, it can be grief, but what I see happening here is past pain receding and hope emerging, because you will let go of some sort of past disappointment. You will live life to your fullest, but you may have had to go through the 5 stages of grief, right? Some of you may have even had a bit of a low-grade depression or full-on depression. I mean, this can be really a challenging time for us emotionally with this 5 of Cups, but I do feel like this past pain will recede. That's what your future self wants you to know. Whatever you have struggled with, that 6 of Wands, humiliation, shame, bitterness, resentment, anger even. I feel like there's a lot of underlying emotions, but you are finding healthier ways to work through them and to hit the different levels here of growth. Remember how far you've come and let go of that pain, because where you're going looks very, very happy. The 4 of Wands and the Witch card, let go of it and remember how powerful you are. And I'm getting protected. You see that Dorothy on the Witch card? Remember, this is part of your future self, the witch. She has that bubble of protection. And if you've watched The Wizard of Oz, that bubble of protection is Glinda's, pink bubble that tends to follow her around, follow Dorothy around in The Wizard of Oz. And you also have a spirit guide, a loved one who is guiding you. This is you being protected, angelic support and guidance. Trust and know that you're not alone, even when you can't see it. That's why you have the Hierophant connecting you to a higher power, a higher source. So when you do go through those ups and downs, you know that you're not alone here, Gemini. What do we need to give credit to? Give yourself credit for? What do we need to recognize? Oh, wow. Recognize how far you have come on your journey. You have the Metamorphosis. This is another bonus major arcana. It's card 22 of this deck here, and it's all about massive growth. It is about, it's card 24, but it's also about cosmic connection. It's a rebirth. It's basically rise and shine. Gemini, a new day has sprung. And I feel like you are not the same Gemini that you were a year ago, right? Or even months ago. You are shifting into this energy, right? You are standing in your power. Your time to shine is now. And I feel like you really are stepping into this person that you want to become. And not only are you stepping into it, you're showing up, you're actioning it up. So I'm so proud of you, because the Metamorphosis, it's such a beautiful energy. It almost feels like the opposite of the Death, where the Death can be a change that we don't always love to see. It can be resistance to change, because it can be, a change that liberates us, but sometimes not so easy. And this Metamorphosis is a change that you have been wanting to incorporate or initiate in a very profound way. And I feel like you've spread your wings here. This is embracing it, right? It's inner wonder. And that's why we have this Page of Cups, because there's a part of you that is wondering, okay, what else? What else is out there? This is cosmic energy, big. You're wondering here on a grand scale of things. So give yourself credit for the changes that you have made in your life to get you to this point, and recognize that you're no longer that same Gemini that you were. Pat yourself on the back. You've come through a lot. And I feel like your team, your spiritual team, those here in the physical, the people that you connect with, that you work with, that you love in your soul tribe, they see these changes within you. And I feel like you are very wise because of what you've gone through. And I mean, very profound energy here. I also see you shedding some old beliefs. That's a big part of yourself. You've already shed some old beliefs. Some of you, it was very difficult while you were in the process of shedding some of these beliefs because it showed up in your outer world where you had to start fresh. There were a lot of endings, maybe endings of relationships or endings of, old ways of how you did things. And you had to acclimate to the new. And that's difficult because sometimes we want to stay in that bubble, stay in that comfort zone because we're familiar with it. But you have done something here that a lot of people don't do because it does require a lot of bravery and strength. And if anyone can do it here, Gemini, it's you. Let's look at the final outcome energy. What's the potential to manifest? And this came out right away. 3 of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is Dorothy's rescue. And it feels like, not that you need someone to rescue you, but I feel like you are looking at things from such a broader scale, a cosmic scale with the cosmos showing up here. And it feels like there are a lot of things that are falling into place for you. Teamwork, making your dreams work. But it's not just, it's yes, your dreams individually, but I see that you're also helping other people build their dreams. The 3 of Pentacles can be soul tribe coming in for you. This could be, a family of like-minded individuals. It can be you co-creating with others to really bring you long-term growth, long-term success. This can be family, of course. It can be in your career. You may be collaborating, you're mastering your craft, but you're realizing that you don't have to go this path alone. And some of you have walked a path that has been very independent, or, it's felt very isolating, very alone with that 2 of Cups. Maybe this is you finally allowing these energies to come in instead of, putting an arm's length out there and keeping everybody at a distance. I feel like the fire within you, and that's why we get all this fire, the fire within you is really softening things. And you see that the scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the lion. This is the strength. This is the brains. This is the heart. It's as if all of those resources are working for you. And you see the fire. And I feel like the fire, which is spirit, okay? Fire is spirit. There is a warming coming up here in your energy. And your future self wants you to know that you have help, that you don't have to go this path alone. We have here human connection and belonging. You can't make that up. Spirit wanted to wait until the outcome for this. And it says touch is a basic human need for survival. Infants need human touch just to survive. Safe touch lowers blood pressure, boosts the immune system, decreases stress, and boosts the feel-good endorphin hormones. Schedule a massage, share a hug, hold a loved one's hand, or give yourself a foot, hand, or neck massage. Your mantra: I feel connected to myself when I allow myself to receive healthy touch and connection. And that's what this is all about. Out of all the senses here, the Pentacles really is the touch. That's the physical. Okay. And this is the card of connectivity, of, belonging, of soul tribe. So what a beautiful confirmation that things are shifting here, and your future self wants you to know how proud, right? How proud. you will be and how proud you should be currently of all that you've gone through. And I do see you taking some big steps in the near future when it comes to stepping out of the Five of Cups, emotional turmoil, and really hitting this Four of Wands and believing in yourself, believing in your tribe, your family, your path moving forward. You're protected as you make these changes. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.